that box of cereal you've been buying for years. According to research published in January 2026 by phys.org, package sizes for common food products have been shrinking significantly, and most consumers don't even notice until someone points it out. But here's what's more concerning than shrinkflation. According to Harvard School of Public Health research, ultra-processed foods, which now dominate grocery stores, are linked to early death, with some types showing stronger associations than others. And according to Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, the definition and prevalence of ultra-processed foods keeps expanding as manufacturers find new ways to engineer products. This isn't just about getting less food for your money. According to research published in Science Direct in 2025, the quality of food products is changing in ways that affect both nutrition and health outcome. The foods you've trusted for years are quietly degrading. Smaller packages, more processing, cheaper ingredients, more additives, while prices stay the same or increase. Food category number 3 is something most families buy weekly without realizing that both the package size and the ingredient quality have been systematically downgraded over the past decade. Primer. Here's what's really happening with everyday foods, and it's a multi-layered problem that manufacturers hope you never connect. According to the phys.org report from January 2026, research reveals that package sizes for common food products have been shrinking significantly. This is shrinkflation, the practice of reducing product size while maintaining or increasing price. But the degradation goes deeper than just size. According to Harvard School of Public Health research, ultra-processed foods are now linked to early death from cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and other chronic conditions. And the research shows that not all ultra-processed foods are equally harmful. Some are associated with stronger links to negative health outcomes than others. Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health explains that ultra-processed foods are industrial formulations typically containing ingredients you wouldn't use in home cooking: hydrogenated oils, modified starches, protein isolates, and various additives. According to their analysis, these foods now make up a substantial portion of the average American. And here's the pattern that connects shrinkflation to health concerns. According to research from multiple sources, as package sizes shrink and prices increase, manufacturers are also quietly reformulating products to use cheaper ingredients, more fillers, additional stabilizers, and more processed. You're paying more for less product of lower quality. The real consequence is this: the foods you've been buying for years are changing in 3 ways simultaneously. You're getting less of it, it costs more, and the ingredients are being degraded. Most people only notice 1 or 2 of these changes, and almost no one connects them to the broader trend of ultra-processing and ingredient cheapening. Let's expose the 10 everyday food categories where this degradation is most systematic. Starting from subtle changes and working our way to categories where the transformation is most dramatic. The small issue. Package size reduction. Start with what's most visible once you know to look for it. According to the phys.org report from January 2026, package sizes for common food products have been shrinking significantly. This isn't new, but the research reveals how widespread and systematic it's become. Here's how it works. Manufacturers reduce package size by small amounts. 16 ounces becomes 14.5 ounces, 64 ounces becomes 59 ounces, while keeping packaging dimensions nearly identical, so consumers don't notice at a glance. According to the research, these reductions are happening across categories: cereal boxes, chip bags, ice cream containers, candy bars, and packaged goods. The pattern is calculated. According to the phys.org analysis, package size reductions often coincide with price increases or price maintenance, meaning consumers pay the same or more for objectively less product. When confronted, manufacturers cite rising costs of ingredients, transportation, and production. But the research shows the reductions often outpace inflation. So what is this? You're paying more per ounce for the same products you've always bought. And the gradual nature of the changes means most people don't notice until they compare old packages to new ones. Shrinkflation has become standard practice across the food industry. Food. Number 1, breakfast cereal. This is the category that hits families first thing every morning. According to research on package sizing, cereal boxes have been shrinking while prices increase. Yes, but according to Harvard and Johns Johns Hopkins research on ultra-processed foods, the ingredients have also been degrading. Here's what's happening. Cereal manufacturers, according to the sources, have been reducing box sizes, 16 ounces becoming 14, etc., while simultaneously reformulating to use cheaper ingredients, more refined grains, more added sugars disguised under multiple names, more synthetic vitamins to replace natural nutrients stripped during processing. According to Harvard's research, breakfast cereals fall into the ultra-processed category associated with increased health risks. The combination of refined grains, added sugars, and synthetic additives creates products linked to poor health outcomes despite whole grain or fortified marketing. So what is this? You're paying more for smaller boxes of increasingly processed cereal. The brand looks the same, but you're getting less product of lower quality at higher price. Food number 2, yogurt. This is the one marketed as healthy, probiotic-rich, protein-packed. But according to the research patterns, yogurt has been subject to both shrinkflation and ingredient degradation. Package sizes have been shrinking. According to the phys.org research pattern, individual yogurt containers have reduced from 8 ounces to 5 to 6 ounces in many cases. Simultaneously, according to Harvard's research on ultra-processed foods, many yogurt products have been reformulated with more sugar, more thickeners and stabilizers, and more processed. It's Johns Hopkins researchers note that yogurt ranges from minimally processed plain yogurt with live cultures to ultra-processed, sweetened, flavored, loaded with added. According to their analysis, the industry trend is toward more processing, not less. More stabilizers for texture, more sweeteners for taste, more artificial or natural flavors. The real impact, you're paying more for less yogurt that's been more heavily processed. The health food positioning obscures that many yogurt products are now ultra-processed desserts with probiotic culture. Food number 3, ice cream and frozen desserts. This category perfectly illustrates both shrinkflation and ingredient degradation. According to package size research, the ice cream containers have famously shrunk from half gallons to 1.5 quarts to 48 ounces, a 25% reduction over time, while prices increased. But according to Harvard and Johns Hopkins research on processing, many products have also shifted from ice cream to frozen dairy dessert because they no longer meet FDA standards for minimum cream content. Manufacturers replaced cream with cheaper stabilizers, vegetable oils, and air. According to the research on ultra-processed foods, these frozen dairy desserts are industrial formulations using modified food starches, emulsifiers, and stabilizers to create ice cream-like products with minimal actual dairy. The shift from real ingredients to processed formulations happens gradually, so consumers don't notice. So, what is brutal? You're paying the same or more for 25% less product that no longer legally qualifies as ice cream because the cream has been replaced with cheaper processed ingredient. Food. Number 4, bread and baked goods. This is the everyday staple that's been degrading for decades. According to package size patterns, bread loaves have been shrinking, 20 ounces becoming 16 ounces, 24 ounces becoming 20 ounces. According to ultra-processed food research from Johns Hopkins and Harvard, the ingredients have also been systematically cheapened. Here's the transformation. According to the sources, commercial bread has shifted from simple ingredients, flour, water, yeast, salt, to ultra-processed formulations containing dough conditioners, preservatives, emulsifiers, added sugars, and soybeans. The shift from bakery bread to industrial bread involves extensive process. According to Harvard's research, ultra-processed breads and baked goods are associated with increased health risk compared to minimally processed versions. The industrial formulations designed for extended shelf life and soft texture use additives and processing methods linked to negative health outcomes. The real impact, you're paying more for smaller loaves of more heavily processed bread. The convenience of week-long shelf life comes from processing and additives, not from freshness. Food number 5, snack foods, chips, crackers, cookies. This category has been subject to aggressive shrinkflation. According to the phys.org research on package sizing, chip bags, cracker boxes, and cookie packages have been shrinking consistently. Bags that were 16 ounces are now 13 ounces. Boxes that were 16 ounces are now 12 ounces. But according to Harvard's research on ultra-processed foods, these products were already among the most heavily processed in the food supply. The concern isn't that they're becoming ultra-processed, they already were. The concern is that you're paying more for less of. According to Johns Hopkins, snack foods are industrial formulations designed for maximum palatability through combinations of salt, fat, and sugar that don't occur in nature. The research shows these products are engineered to encourage overconsumption. The real impact, shrinkflation in snack foods means you're paying more per ounce for products that were already problematic. The smaller packages might accidentally help with portion control. Yeah, but the price per ounce increase means you're not saving money. Food number 6, orange juice and fruit juices. This category shows how processing and sizing work together. According to package size patterns, juice containers have been shrinking, 64 ounces becoming 59 ounces or 52 ounces. But according to Harvard research, fruit juice is already problematic from a health perspective. Harvard researchers found that while fruit juice is often marketed as healthy, it's essentially liquid sugar without the fiber that makes whole fruit beneficial. According to their analysis, fruit juice consumption is associated with increased diabetes risk and weight gain. The degradation isn't in processing, it's already heavily processed, but in recognition. According to Johns Hopkins, juice is an ultra-processed product, mechanically extracted, pasteurized, all sometimes concentrated and reconstituted, that consumers perceive as natural and healthy. As packages shrink and prices rise, consumers are paying more for less of a product that wasn't healthy to begin with. Food number 7, peanut butter and nut butters. This category shows ingredient degradation clearly. Traditional peanut butter is minimally processed, ground peanuts, and maybe salt. But according to Johns Hopkins research on ultra-processed food, many commercial peanut butters now contain added oils, sugars, and stabilizers. The transformation. According to the sources, manufacturers add palm oil or vegetable oils to prevent separation, add sugar for sweetness, add stabilizers for texture. These additions move the product from minimally processed to ultra-processed. And according to package size pattern, Dazi containers are shrinking while prices increase. You're paying more for less peanut butter that's been more heavily processed with cheaper ingredients. Food number 8, chocolate and candy bars. This category is infamous for shrinkflation. According to phys.org research patterns, candy bars have been shrinking for decades. What was 2 ounces is now 1.86 ounces. What was 1.55 ounces is now 1.41 ounces. The changes are small enough that most people don't notice without direct comparison. According to Harvard research on ultra-processed foods, chocolate and candy were already ultra-processed. The concern is the compounding effect. You're paying the same or more for less of a product that's already associated with negative health outcomes when consumed regularly. The real impact, shrinkflation in candy, doesn't make it healthier, just more expensive per ounce. And according to the research, these products are engineered for overconsumption, regardless of package size. Food number 9, pasta sauce and condiment. This category shows both shrinkflation and formula change. According to package size research, pasta sauce jars have shrunk from 32 ounces to 24 ounces in many cases. And according to Johns Hopkins research on ultra-processing, commercial sauces are increasingly formulated with added sugars, modified starches, and preservative. The transformation, according to the sources, what could be minimally processed, tomatoes, garlic, herbs, oil, becomes ultra-processed through addition of sugar, thickeners, flavor enhancers, and preservatives for shelf life. You're getting less sauce in smaller jars, and the sauce itself has been more heavily processed. Food number 10, frozen meals and prepared food. This is where all three patterns converge most dramatically. According to phys.org research on package sizing, frozen meals have been shrinking. According to Harvard and Johns Hopkins research, frozen meals are among the most ultra-processed foods in the food supply. The evidence shows frozen meals contain, according to the sources, high levels of sodium, extensive lists of additives and preservatives, modified starches, hydrolyzed proteins, and various emulsifiers. These are industrial formulations designed for shelf stability and reheating, not nutrition. According to Harvard's research, ultra-processed ready-to-eat meals show some of the strongest associations with negative health. And you're paying more for smaller portions of these products as shrinkflation compounds the existing health concern. Safe picks. So, how do you escape this downward spiral? Based on the research, here are strategies. Pick number 1. Buy whole, unprocessed foods. Why it's safer. According to Harvard and Johns Hopkins, minimally processed whole foods don't carry the health risks of ultra-processed products and aren't subject to shrinkflation tactics. Honest drawback, requires cooking, more time, more planning, often higher upfront cost, shorter shelf. Pick number 2. Read ingredient lists, not just labels. Why it's safer. According to Johns Hopkins, ultra-processed foods have long ingredient lists with industrial additives. Short lists with recognizable ingredients indicate minimal processing. Honest drawback, time-consuming. ARM requires learning what ingredients to avoid, can be overwhelming. Pick number 3. Calculate price per ounce. Why it's safer. According to phys.org research, package size changes are designed to obscure price increase. Price per ounce reveals the real cost. Honest drawback. Requires math and time. Not all stores display unit pricing clearly. Pick number 4. Buy larger packages. When possible. Why it's safer. According to package size research, larger sizes often have less severe shrinkflation and better price per ounce ratio. Honest drawback, higher upfront cost. Storage space needed. Food waste if you can't use it all. Pick number 5. Choose store brand carefully. Why it's safer. According to the research patterns, some store brands have shorter ingredient lists and less processing than name brand. Honest drawback, inconsistent quality. A requires checking each product individually. Less brand trust. How to choose. Here's your 60-second guide based on what the research reveals. Rule 1. According to phys.org research, compare package sizes over time. If a product seems smaller, it probably is. Check the net, not the package dimensions. Rule 2. According to Harvard research, avoid products with ingredient lists longer than 5 to 7 items for basic food. Ultra-processing correlates with long ingredient lists. Rule 3. According to Johns Hopkins, if you can't pronounce ingredients or wouldn't use them at home, the product is ultra-processed. Rule 4. According to all sources, prioritize whole foods over packaged products whenever possible. Shrinkflation and ingredient degradation don't affect apples or rice. Rule 5. According to price research, calculate cost per ounce and track it over time. Shrinkflation hides price increases. Unit pricing reveals them. Rule 6. According to Harvard's research, understand that processed exists on a spectrum. Choose minimally processed over ultra-processed when packaged foods are necessary. Outrow bottom line. Everyday foods are quietly degrading through a 3-part strategy: shrinking packages, cheaper ingredients, and increased processing. According to research from phys.org, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and Science Direct, these changes are systematic, widespread, and designed to maximize profit while hoping consumers don't notice. Package sizes shrink while prices stay the same or increase. Real ingredients are replaced with cheaper processed alternatives. Products move from minimally processed to ultra-processed formulations linked to negative health outcomes. And it all happens gradually enough that most people don't connect the changes or understand the full scope of what's being lost. You can't stop manufacturers from pursuing profit, but you can make informed decisions about which products to buy, understand what you're actually getting for your money, and prioritize whole foods over ultra-processed alternatives when possible. So here's my question. Which food product have you noticed getting smaller or worse over the years? Comment and tell me what you've watched degrade. I want to know if your observations match the research pattern. If this video made you see grocery shopping differently, hit subscribe. Tomorrow we're breaking down exactly how to read ingredient lists so you can spot ultra-processed foods and ingredient degradation instantly. See you then.